Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Gibbs with Gambling News. I'm here today with Lior Cohen, the co-founder and CEO of Betixon, a game studio for the online gaming industry, and one that offers an innovative twist in design as well as a focus on the mobile experience. The company operates in a number of regulated markets and has several licenses already, and is a pioneer of new and innovative experiences for the iGaming industry. Thank you, Lior, for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Eric. Pleasure's all mine.
Now, tell us a little bit about your history. How did you go from a technology background to leading Betixon, and what are some of the biggest changes that you've seen over the past 5 years that you've been involved with the company?
Well, first, my background is going back to 2003. I was working in one of the top casinos online, mainly in the tech, mainly in the background. But when you are, a few years with the company, you learn a lot of things about the business as well. So I've seen the US open and shut. I've seen a lot of things throughout the years, and jumping right to today for Betixon, we decided we wanted to create a new studio with the mind of the operator in mind. So we wanted to create a studio which is efficient enough to create games and content which are not too expensive and but still having excellent quality. And the innovation part of it was added just as we go, because we were able to add new features on top of the regular game that we do.
Cool. Now, obviously, you've been in gaming. You're heavy into technology. So, as the iGaming industry has advanced over the past couple of years, what are some of the changes, the challenges that you've faced from a technology point of view as Betixon targets so many different markets?
Yeah, so it's mainly about regulation requirements, right? Each regulated market has its own set of rules which requires it to certify the games for. It can be UI changes or adding session parameters. Another point is that in some markets, the mobile infrastructure is not as good as in Europe or the US. So it's lower and more expensive. So places like in Africa and Latin America, the size of the game, the loading time is vital. People will not wait too long for a game to load. But it's also about localized content and different translations that needs to be maintained.
That is certainly a big part of it. The loading times and things like that, are you finding really big issues in areas like Africa and Latin America, or are they only isolated to specific areas within those regions?
Well, there's two issues to that. One is where is your content is being loaded from, and the second thing is about how expensive is the bandwidth. I mean, I think Africa is probably the worst in terms of bandwidth prices. So there are things like live casino on mobile, or virtual sports with 3D videos is something that is a bit more tricky to do. Sometimes the operators cover those bandwidth for the users, but not all users feel comfortable still, even when they tell them it's covered. But yeah, this is key. If the game loads in 30 seconds, the player probably won't see it.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point. So obviously, Betixon is global. It's interested in attacking as many markets as possible. So where is the company headed now in terms of global growth?
Well, we have secured a number of licenses the past year, UK, Romania, and Greece just recently. So this allows us to provide our content to a whole new set of operators. We have also good relationships in Latin America, and just recently signed a few strategic deals in Africa with our new localized sports and lotto gaming content. And we're also preparing an application for the first state in the regulated US market. So I would say that we have a very big plans ahead.
The US market can certainly have a lot of opportunity for the company. But as I'm sure you have experienced, even in introducing solutions to European countries, there are a lot of regulatory challenges that have to be overcome. So how is Betixon working to overcome those challenges as it looks to expand and grow its US footprint?
Well, as I said, the US is probably a very important goal for us. As a small company, we are very we're able to move quickly. I think that together with the experience that we have in other local licensed jurisdictions and the process that we have been through, together with some of the relationships with local peers in the US that we established, we'll be able to make these challenges easier to handle.
I'm sure it will. And I know, obviously, being from the US, it can be somewhat of a nightmare sometimes because there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape that has to be cut through to get to the finish line. But once you get there, it makes it worthwhile. So hopefully there won't be too many headaches along the road. What about Canada? Is Canada on the radar right now?
For us, any jurisdiction, any regulated jurisdiction is a target.
Nice.
Even niche markets, small as Lithuania and Estonia, is something that we're working.
Very cool. Let's talk a little bit about one of your newer products, something that is certain to become a huge hit in the iGaming space, SpinXP. Tell me a little bit about how it works, how you came up with it, and what's the end goal.
Yeah, so SpinXP is a widget that we have been sitting on for quite some time now. Playing slot is very solo session gameplay, right? So it's something that we always wanted to improve, but it's not a simple thing to do because you don't want to interfere with the player's game session. So after one of the conventions, we were sitting in the casino and this lady triggered a bonus, and people around her stopped playing and started cheering for her. 10 seconds later, they were all back, to their own machines as if nothing happened. So we managed to replicate these 5-10 seconds of joyful event for the online slot player. We send a non-intrusive pop-up of wins to all the players that are playing our games, which they can react in real time, sending thumbs up or heart icon or stuff like that, which is being sent back to the winning player, and he's receiving them when he's still on his winning streak. So everything is really super fast, 5-10 seconds, that's it, done. Now, when we tested this on live traffic for a couple of days, we analyzed the result, we were amazed because we saw around 10% of reactions, of all the people, all the players that were receiving those pop-ups, they were actually reacting. Now, and to think about it, we didn't even tell them anything about the widget. It's not like we gave them a pop-up, explained to them this widget, and now you can. We did nothing, right? So they just saw a pop-up and they immediately knew what to do. So they just hit, the icons. So and as soon as we saw it, we knew that we have something big going on. So
sure,
we were very happy about it.
Now, you made the announcement about XP just recently. Has it started to be rolled out full time in any markets, or is it still?
Yeah, it's been rolled. Yeah, it's been active. We still didn't present anything towards the user about it. It's just there. I'm pretty sure that probably users that saw it in our games and opened a game from a different provider was looking for the same feature but didn't find it. But we still see the steady amount of reaction. In some jurisdictions, we even see 50% of reaction time. It's crazy.
Wow.
But as we learn more and collect more data, we see that we can fine-tune a bit of the sizes of the wins for certain jurisdictions, and obviously the system will not allow spamming as well. So
sure,
we're very happy about it.
That's awesome, and it's another example, and a very important example of how land-based casino activity is making the transition to the digital realm, which is one of the components that many people gambling online have been looking for. They want that true casino experience, right? And so SpinXP is definitely helping to provide that true casino experience online. And I can certainly understand why it has been a huge success. And I would imagine it's going to continue to take over the iGaming industry. So it sounds really good. You definitely have found a much needed solution that's going to attract a lot of attention in the iGaming space going forward. So that's awesome. Now, one of the, I think, lesser known areas for most iGaming businesses, unless they choose it as their niche, is esports. But Betixon is also interested in esports, right?
Yeah.
So where are you headed with some type of esports involvement?
Well, first, the esports global market is huge, but and contains a lot of aspects, mainly events and games. But the betting aspects of it is still relatively small. However, there are some aspects of it which are fairly untouched. The target audience is completely different than the average casino player. You cannot expect to put a slot machine with Fortnite figures and see gamers playing.
Right.
they need and want a different product to play with. So next year, Betixon will be an exclusive B2B distributor of a new 3D video game designed for the gambling industry. I think, as far as we know, we have never seen such a product out there. We have seen some stuff that touching it, but nothing like this product. I cannot say a lot at this point about that, sure. But the product is really connecting between betting and a whole new market of video game players.
Awesome. That sounds interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think that esports is going to obviously continue to grow and take on a more predominant role in the gambling industry as it becomes more popular and as more people realize what it's all about. There's, especially in the U.S., there's a certain degree of apprehension about what esports really provides, but those that have been willing to face that hurdle and dig in and understand it have walked away happy that they've learned. And there's definitely a lot of untapped potential in esports, both for its entertainment value in gaming, but also because of its gambling value. So it's going to be interesting to see how it develops over the next several years. Also how the entire industry develops, which is a good lead into my next question. In your opinion, where do you see the iGaming industry 5 years from now? How different will it be compared to what we're looking at today?
I'm not much of a prophet, but I think more regulated markets. I believe the US will see more states adding iGaming once they realize it's not eating up from the land-based casinos revenues as much as they thought. And casino games are a more simple revenue channel than sports betting. We can see that in Michigan, we can see that in Pennsylvania. The tax figure speaks for themselves.
Sure.
Another point is I believe that operators will invest more in exclusive content. Today, all the sites, lobbies looking more or less the same content, the same offering. Sometimes even if it's the same platform, it looks exactly the same. Mm-hmm. So I believe that to enhance the player's experience, you have to have something special. If it's special content and features together with the shared content that everyone has. So that's my two key points that I believe that might change in the near future.
Do you see a lot of technological innovation occurring over the next 5 years, or will we only see small steps toward newer and more innovative solutions?
First of all, I think the US in specific is a bit behind Europe. So it will take, I don't know, 2 years to 3 years to get in line. So we have that coming up. But then, every market has a different culture and different needs. And it will be interesting to see what will happen. I'm not sure if the technology aspect will be changed. Maybe new verticals will be added to acquire new audience. But 5 years, even though it's a long time, the casino industry is not changing too much, throughout the years. It's more or less staying as is.
Interesting. So I think we'll see some changes, perhaps maybe not as drastically as what has been seen over the past several years. I do expect to see some new innovation. I think artificial intelligence solutions are going to play a bigger role 5 years from now than what we're seeing today.
Yeah, absolutely. But it will probably mainly on the back office side, which means that it will help more the operator to do the day-to-day job. But as for the consumer, I don't think AI would take a lot of roles there.
Interesting. It's certainly going to be fascinating to see how everything develops over the next several years and even over the next decade. There has been a lot of rapid changes, especially since 2018, when the U.S. decided to allow states to open their sports gambling and iGaming operations. So that kind of opened the floodgates, and people are slowly catching up in the U.S. now. So I think that this is going to create a snowball effect everywhere, and the online, the digital gaming space is going to see rampant growth over the next few years, and that obviously means a lot of changes coming along with it. So it's a fascinating time to be involved. There's a lot going on, most of it good, some of it bad. Regulators need to get on the same page, and if they really want to facilitate adequate growth, and they'll come around eventually. But their regulators are lawmakers, and everyone knows they move a little slowly. So nothing ever happens overnight when it comes to politics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lior, this has been a great conversation. Time always goes so quickly when we have these calls, but that's really all that I have on the agenda for today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I think I've also enjoyed very much talking to you. So thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure, and I'm happy to always interface with Betixon and see what innovation is coming to the front line. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how SpinXP makes its mark on the industry. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best of success.
Thank you very much.
Take care.